Hello, everyone. This is recording number 13 for Aristotle, a class on the Nicomachean ethics. Today, we turn to Aristotle's conception of ethics, how he thinks of the nature of ethics. And I want to discuss this in light of a famous passage in chapter 3 of book 1 of the Nicomachean ethics. Now, that bit of text has received a lot of attention, both from interpreters and from ethicists who are interested in approaches that one may pursue in ethics. So there is a lot to say, and today's recording is only the first of several. I want to focus today on what Aristotle says about the domain of ethics, as one may put this. He says that ethics is about a certain subject matter. And he says that in that subject matter, what we see is that things are, and now comes a quote, for the most part. That is a technical expression and it is quite contested. So our question today is, what does this mean? What does it mean to say that the things that ethics deals with are for the most part? Now, one way to put things is to say, well, they are not necessary. The things that ethics deals with are not necessary. They are merely contingent, but they are not contingent in the sense that they are just by chance or random. They do display kind of patterns or regularities, and these patterns or regularities are for the most part. Now, what is the domain of ethics that Aristotle is talking about here? One dimension of it is just as it were the sphere of action in which we deliberate and perform our actions. So, for example, you might think that for many decisions, you're going to ask yourself, what is the weather going to be like? And there are patterns in the weather, but these patterns are not necessary. They are, as Aristotle puts this, for the most part. One of Aristotle's examples is that it rains more in winter than in summer. That is a for the most part regularity, and it may pertain to decision making. But it is not only the world, as it were, that exhibits these, for the most part, regularities. We can also think about the human domain. For example, you might think that the ways in which human beings respond in interaction, the kinds of attitudes that you see in interaction, adhere to such, for the most part, regularities. For example, parents may say to a child, when we meet people, say hello to them. Otherwise, people are offended. Now, even though that is not made explicit here, this is a for the most part regularity. Someone may not even notice that you didn't say hello, and they may not be offended. Nevertheless, the parents say something relevant to the child. There is a genuine pattern here, and it is worth spelling that out. So, Aristotle's claim is that we understand something really fundamental about ethics when we see that we deal with these kinds of, for the most part, regularities. And I want to end with a question. Can you come up with further examples from the Nicomachean ethics where it looks like ethics is concerned with things that are, for the most part,